Welcome to 1337, the future of podcasts of books. I'm Max, your host, diving into epic tales and hidden gems.
And I'm Sophia, here to unpack the art of storytelling and the pages that move us. We're exploring novels, classics, and the craft behind the words. We want you to imagine just for a moment that you're swimming in this invisible ocean. It's all around us, full of unspoken rules, expectations, frankly, some ideas that might really be holding you back.
An invisible ocean, I like that.
Yeah, and this silent sea, it pretty much dictates how you live, how you love, what you chase after, even how you define success. And a lot of the currents in this ocean, well, the author we're looking at today, Vishen Lakhiani, he calls them bullshit rules.
Right, Brules. It's quite a term.
It is. We're diving into his book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind.
And it's such an interesting idea, isn't it, that so much of our lives are run on this default programming, a set of instructions we never actually consciously chose.
Exactly.
And like you said, we're digging into Vishen Lakhiani's book, and he doesn't just frame it as, another personal growth book. He actually calls it a personal disruption book.
Disruption, that's a strong word.
It is. It's really designed to shake up the very foundations of how you see the world, how you understand life itself.
And what I find compelling about Vishen, he's the founder of Mind Valley, is his own story. It's incredibly relatable. He wasn't, born extraordinary or anything like that.
Not at all.
His beginnings were pretty ordinary, even challenging. I think he almost flunked out of college, got fired twice, started businesses with basically nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. From scratch. No safety net, really.
So it's not one of those stories about someone who just had it all handed to them.
Definitely not. And that's actually what makes his insights feel so powerful, so accessible. His own journey kind of tells you that this path to being extraordinary, it isn't about being born special or wildly talented.
Right.
It's about someone who chose it, who learned to hack life, as he puts it, to connect the dots in these really unique, conscious ways.
It makes you realize this kind of change isn't just for a select few. It feels like it's genuinely available to anyone who's willing to just question things.
Yeah, question the status quo.
So our mission today with this deep dive is really to unpack the core ideas from this book. We want to give you a kind of shortcut to understanding how you can maybe shed some outdated beliefs, actually upgrade your own life system.
Your internal operating system, all right?
Exactly. And ultimately embrace a life that goes way beyond just ordinary. A life filled with, meaning, real happiness, and making a contribution. It's about consciously designing things, not just passively accepting them.
And that journey really starts with this foundational idea Vishen introduces. He calls it the culturescape. How does he actually define that, this invisible force?
He calls it that invisible ocean again. An ocean of human beliefs, ideas, myths, practices, all the stuff that dictates, well, almost everything. How we live, love, marry, eat, work, what we even think success is.
Wow. So it's pervasive.
Totally. It's this vast structure of beliefs and practices that helps us make sense of the world. For better or worse, right? Even when we don't realize it's influencing us.
And what's really fascinating, maybe a bit unsettling too, is the difference he draws between absolute truth and relative truth.
Okay, explain that.
Well, absolute truths are the undeniable things, right? Rocks are hard, fire is hot. Things we can all pretty much agree on because they're physical reality.
Got it. Universal facts.
Exactly. But then there's relative truth. And this is where, frankly, most of our lives operate. Things like marriage customs, the value we place on money, specific religious rules, even what a good career path looks like.
So things that vary culture to culture.
Precisely. These are ideas that are only true for a particular group, a specific culture. They're not universal human truths. And the real insight, the challenge here is that if these ideas were essentially made up by people no smarter than you,
then you can unmake them or remake them.
Exactly. You have the power to question them, change them, design your own relative truths that actually serve you better.
That distinction really hits home, doesn't it? And it's not just what we believe, but how language itself shapes it. I mean, think about Yuval Noah Harari's work in Sapiens.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant stuff.
Harari basically says Homo sapiens got the upper hand because our language became so complex we could go beyond just watch out, tiger. We could tell stories, make intricate plans.
Like, okay, saw a tiger by the river this morning. Let's wait till after it hunts, then we go. That kind of planning.
Exactly. That ability to share complex ideas, create myths, build cultures, and pass down knowledge. That's what truly set us apart. Language was the key.
And there's that incredible story, Radiolab covered it, I think, about the Himba tribe in Namibia. It's just stunning proof of how language shapes perception.
Remind me of that one?
So they have lots of different words for shades of green, right? But no distinct word for the color blue. And researchers found that when shown a circle of green squares with just one blue one,
They couldn't see the blue one.
well, they struggled to identify it as different, or took them way longer. But they could easily spot tiny differences in green that, most of us wouldn't even notice.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
mind-bending.
It really is. It makes you think. If you don't have a word for something, can you truly see it? It suggests our language literally helps wire what we perceive, what we believe is real.
That just underscores how deep these cultural constructs run. And while culture gives us a framework, helps us make sense of things, it definitely has a darker side too, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. When these relative truths become rigid rules, that's when you get judgment, division, conflict.
Yeah, the whole my tribe is better than your tribe. My God is the only God.
Exactly. These cultural ideas, passed down through language, can create these incredibly strong silos of belief that are really, really hard to break free from.
And that rigidity leads us right into the author's term, Brules, bullsh rules.
Yeah, kitschy, isn't it?
It is. And these are those outdated, often totally irrational rules we just sort of adopt to simplify things, maybe, passed down without us ever really choosing them rationally.
Yeah. He makes the point that so many truths we live by are just opinions, maybe deeply flawed opinions, drilled into us when we were young and couldn't really question them.
So it's about realizing that what feels like absolute fact might just be a widely accepted but unexamined belief.
Precisely.
So if these rules are everywhere, how do they actually get into our heads? The book lays out, 5 ways, like these little infection mechanisms?
Yeah, 5 main ways. The first, and maybe the most powerful, is childhood indoctrination.
Makes sense. We're like sponges then.
Totally. Like molten glass, he says. Super moldable. When parents or whoever say, because I said so, or that's just how things are, boom, a rule gets installed. We carry it for life, often without ever questioning if it's actually true or helpful.
Just accepting authority because we have to.
Right. Which leads to the second one, authority figures in general. Parents, teachers, religious leaders, even experts. We tend to accept their rules and ideas because we depend on them, or we think they know better.
Even if the rules are kind of disempowering.
Yeah, even then. We just defer, often without really thinking critically about it.
Okay, what's next?
The need to belong. This one's huge. We're tribal creatures, deep down. We want to fit in, find safety in the group.
So we adopt the group's beliefs to be accepted.
Exactly. Even if the beliefs are, frankly, irrational. Think about peer pressure or even cult dynamics. That desire for acceptance can make us totally shut down our own critical thinking just to stay part of the tribe. We sacrifice individuality.
Okay, that's 3. What else?
Number 4 is social proof. This is huge today, right? The whole everyone's doing it, so it must be okay thing.
Yeah. If everyone's buying that phone or following that trend.
We assume it's legit, even if it doesn't make logical sense. Advertising uses this constantly to create manufactured demand. Like Vishen jokes about selling happiness in a red can, turning sugary drinks into something essential because everyone enjoys them.
Right, playing on that need to conform. And the last one.
This one's more internal insecurities. Our minds are meaning-making machines, right?
Yeah.
So when something unexpected happens, especially something negative, we often invent rules based on our own insecurities instead of looking at the facts.
Like the example of the date not calling back.
Exactly. Instead of thinking, maybe they're busy or maybe we just didn't click, your insecurity might invent a rule like, I must have said something wrong or I'm not interesting enough. You create a negative meaning fueled by that feeling of not being enough.
Wow. Okay, so those 5 mechanisms explain how we get loaded up with these things. And the book must give examples of common rules we should challenge.
Oh yeah, plenty. Like the big one, the college rule. The idea that you must have a traditional degree to be successful or have a good career.
But that's changing, isn't it?
Massively. Bean points out that huge companies like Google and even big finance firms like Ernst & Young are looking beyond degrees now. They're looking for skills, experience, critical thinking, what they call exceptional human beings who maybe took a different path.
So success isn't just one prescribed route anymore.
Not at all. Then there's the loyalty to our culture rule. This often tells you who you should marry, what traditions you must follow.
Right, stay within your own group.
Yeah. And Vishen shares his own story of marrying Christina, who's from Estonia. Totally different background from his Indian Malaysian roots. Breaking that rule didn't lead to confusion, like some might expect.
What did it lead to?
A much richer life, he says. Their kids are growing up multilingual, learning multiple traditions, becoming real global citizens. It shows challenging those loyalty rules can actually broaden your world, not limit it.
That's a great example. What about religion?
The religion rule. This is about rigidly sticking to one inherited faith without personal questioning. He tells that funny story about being 9 and questioning why Hindus couldn't eat beef.
He looked it up in an encyclopedia.
Yep. Presented his findings to his mom, got his first beef burger, and shattered a dogma that didn't make sense to him. It ties into the whole spiritual but not religious trend now, people seeking wisdom from many places, not just one inherited box.
Makes sense. And the hard work rule, that one's deeply ingrained.
Oh, yeah. The idea that success only comes from burning yourself out, or that happiness is something separate you earn after the hard work.
The book challenges that.
Fundamentally, it argues work can and should be joyful, meaningful, not just a relentless grind. It's about finding passion, not just punching a clock until you drop.
Okay, so the book gives us ways to identify these in our own lives, a test or something.
Yeah, he offers a quick Brules test. 5 questions to ask yourself about any rule or belief you hold. Like, is it based on trust and hope? Does it violate the golden rule? Did it come from culture or rational choice? Does it actually serve you now?
So it's a self-assessment tool.
Exactly, to uncover those unconscious programs.
And to really drive home this idea of breaking rules, there's the Dean Kamen story. That's pretty extreme, right?
Oh, it's fantastic. Dean Kamen, the inventor Segway, advanced wheelchairs, dialysis systems. Brilliant guy.
What did he do that was so rule-breaking?
He got frustrated with bureaucracy trying to put a wind turbine on his private island, North Dumpling Island.
Yeah.
So he just declared it an independent nation. This way. Created his own currency, the dumpling, wrote a constitution, composed an anthem. When the state kept sending warning letters about permits, he leaked them to the press, saying they were threatening a head of state.
Did it work?
The letters stopped. It's hilarious, but also profound. It shows someone just refusing to be bound by rules that felt arbitrary or obstructive to him.
Wow. If he can invent a country over a wind turbine dispute, what little rules are we letting stop us?
Exactly. And that ties into his point about safety being overrated. The culture escape wants to keep us safe, within the lines. But playing it safe often just holds us back from the really exciting stuff, the real growth.
Embracing the beautiful destruction, the dips in life.
Yeah. Like Elon Musk saying he has a high tolerance for pain. He saw rocket failures and near bankruptcy as part of the process. Or Vishen's own story getting fired from Microsoft because he was too afraid to quit.
That seemed like a disaster, but
But it led him to move to New York, where he met his wife, Christina. Wouldn't have happened if he'd stayed on the safe path. These dips, these setbacks, often contain the seeds of our biggest breakthroughs. They're not just failures, they're redirects.
Okay, so we've unmasked these rules. We understand how they work. What's the next step? How do we actually start changing things?
This is where consciousness engineering comes in. It's Vishen applying his computer engineering background to personal growth, thinking like a hacker.
The hacker, how so?
Like breaking down problems, spotting the patterns, and then reassembling things in a better, more optimized way. He applies that thinking to the human mind.
Okay.
He talks about our models of reality. That's like our mental hardware, our core beliefs, often from childhood, and our systems for living. That's our software, our daily habits and practices, how we eat, work, parent, everything.
And both need updating.
Constantly. He argues most of us are running on outdated software, old beliefs that just aren't serving our highest potential anymore.
The power of those beliefs, the models of reality, is huge. He has that personal story, right? Going from broke after the dot-com bust to super successful in sales really quickly.
Yeah, just 10 months. Renting a couch 1 minute, top performer the next.
How did he do it?
He puts it down to adopting conscious practices. Meditation, yes, but specifically tuning into his intuition. He'd get these impulses like, call this specific lawyer now, even if it seemed illogical.
And he followed those impulses.
He did.
Yeah.
And it worked. His closing rate soared, salary tripled, promotions, all because he started listening to that inner guidance and shifted his belief about what was possible.
And it's not just his story. There's actual science behind this power of belief, like that hotel maid study.
Oh, that one's fascinating.
Right.
One group of maids was simply told their daily work qualified as good exercise with calorie counts and everything. The other group wasn't told.
And the group that was told what happened, they didn't actually change their work, right?
Didn't change a thing. But they experienced measurable physical changes. Weight loss, lower blood pressure, better BMI, just from believing their work was exercise.
Wow, that's a placebo effect in action. Just flipping a belief switch changes reality.
It really makes you wonder how much our reality is shaped by what we think is true.
And it goes beyond just ourselves, right? Beliefs affect others too, the Pygmalion effect.
Exactly. Robert Rosenthal studies. Teachers were told certain randomly picked students were gifted. Those students' IQs actually increased significantly more than their peers, purely because the teachers expected them to do well.
So our beliefs about other people can actually influence their performance.
Subtly, yes. It challenges us to think about how our own expectations might be shaping our interactions, maybe even limiting others without realizing it.
So the message is, take ownership of your beliefs. Realize many were just absorbed, not chosen.
Right. And be willing to swap out the ones that hold you back. Vishen found his own limiting beliefs through hypnotherapy, things like, to be a great teacher, you have to suffer, or don't stand out.
Beliefs that were actively undermining him.
Totally. And when he identified and worked on removing them, his income doubled, speaking gigs started rolling in. It shows that consciously changing those models can have dramatic, real-world results.
Okay, so that's the hardware, the beliefs. What about the software, the systems for living?
Yeah, our daily habits and practices. Vishen says most people are stuck in a doo-doo trap. So busy doing things, they never step back to ask how they're doing them or if there's a better way.
Like driving without ever checking the tires.
Exactly. So he offers a 3-step method to upgrade these systems. First is the discovery process.
What's that mean?
Actively looking for better ways. Reading books, taking courses, having deep conversations, like browsing an app store for your life, looking for upgrades.
Finding new apps for living.
Right. He mentions Patrick Grove, the IPO guy, taking time out just to ask big questions like, how do I make $100 million? Or Mind Valley having a dedicated Learn Day for employees to focus purely on improvement.
Okay, discovery. What's step 2?
The refresh rate. How often do you actually update your systems? Don't just get stuck in a rut because it's familiar. Maybe try a new exercise routine every year, or experiment with a different productivity method. Keep things fresh.
Continuous improvement. And the 3rd step?
This one's powerful. Set points and measurement. Establishing non-negotiable minimums for key areas of your life.
Like his 50 push-ups example.
Yeah, he says he'll still be doing 50 push-ups when he's 100. These aren't just goals, they're guardrails. If you dip below your set point, say, for physical health, or reading habits, or even keeping the kitchen sink clear, it triggers a correction.
So failure becomes a trigger for improvement.
Exactly. It turns slipping up into a positive challenge. You don't just feel bad, you actively correct course, often ending up slightly better than before. It builds constant incremental improvement into your life.
That systematic approach makes sense. And it applies to bigger things too, like business. Richard Branson's system.
Oh yeah, Branson's system is brilliant in its simplicity. Find people smarter than you, give them meaningful work, trust them, get out of their way, and make them see it as a mission.
That is a powerful system for living applied to building empires.
Absolutely. It's about designing effective systems, whether personal or professional.
Okay, so when you start doing this, engineering your consciousness, challenging Brules, upgrading systems, the book says you can start bending reality. That sounds ambitious.
It does. He describes it as this optimal state where things just seem to click, where luck feels like something you can actually influence. It's not magic, but a specific state of being.
And what creates that state? 2 key things.
2 core elements. First, be happy in the now. This isn't about ignoring problems. It's finding genuine happiness now, stemming from the pursuit of your goals and gratitude for what you have, not just pinning happiness on future achievements.
So joy in the journey itself.
Exactly. When you have that, work becomes a craving, not a chore. It prevents burnout.
Okay, happiness now. And the second element.
An exciting vision for your future? But, and this is crucial, it has to be focused on end goals, not means goals.
Explain that difference again, means versus end.
Means goals are the external marker society pushes. The job title, the income figure, the big house. Things that often leave you feeling empty even when you get them.
Right, the shoulds.
Yeah. End goals are what your soul truly craves. The experiences you want? Travel, learning, connection. The growth you seek? Skills, wisdom, character. The contribution you want to make, helping others, making a difference. These are intrinsically fulfilling.
Got it. And the combination of happiness now and that future vision, that's what leads to bending reality.
That's the sweet spot, according to his model. He even drew it on a napkin, showing how different combinations lead to states like the negative spiral, no happiness, no vision, or ideally bending reality.
And to maintain that crucial happiness in the now, he talks about Blisscipline. Love that word.
Me too. The discipline of daily bliss. Actively cultivating happiness every day, making it a practice.
Like that Richard Branson story on Necker Island, dancing on the table.
Perfect example. Business talk getting too heavy. Stop. Climb on the table. Dance. Bring everyone back to joy, back to the present moment. That's blisscipline in action, prioritizing the human experience.
It shows happiness is a choice, a practice. And the science backs this up, right? Happy people perform better.
Totally.
Yeah.
Sean Akers' work shows doctors primed with candy diagnosed faster. Martin Seligman found optimistic salespeople outperformed pessimistic ones by 20–40%. Even little kids learn better when happy.
So happiness isn't just nice to have, it's a genuine performance enhancer.
Absolutely. It's a competitive advantage you can cultivate.
How do we cultivate it? 3 pillars.
3 pillars of blisscipline. First, gratitude. But not just listing things. It's about the reverse gap idea from Dan Sullivan.
Focusing on how far you've come, not just what's missing.
Exactly. Appreciating what you have now. Vishen's practice is thinking of 3 to 5 things he's grateful for: personal life, work life, and crucially, feeling the gratitude for each one, not just going through the motions.
Feel the feeling. Okay, second pillar.
Forgiveness. This one's huge because holding grudges literally affects your brainwaves, suppressing creativity and calm.
Holding you back energetically.
For sure. Forgiveness liberates you, makes you unfuckwithable, as he says. Studies link it to reduced pain, better heart health, more happiness.
And he shares that intense personal story about forgiving the employee who stole from him.
Yeah, over $100,000 and then tried to sabotage the business. When Vishen did a forgiveness practice, his brainwaves apparently hit a record high, showing deep inner peace. He stresses it's not about condoning the act, it's about releasing your pain.
Understanding that hurt people hurt people.
Exactly. Finding compassion frees you.
Okay, gratitude, forgiveness, and the third pillar.
Giving. Simple but profound. The Dalai Lama said, to be happy, make others happy. Giving your time, skills, kindness. It lifts everyone and creates ripples.
Like the Mind Valley Love Week experiment. Secret angels doing kind acts.
Yeah. Boost in happiness, productivity. Prove that feeling cared for at work makes a real difference. Giving creates connection and joy.
So blisscipline is about actively practicing gratitude, forgiveness, and giving. And when you live like this, challenging rules, bending reality, your view of work changes, the career myth.
Yeah, he really challenges the idea that we need to map our lives towards this thing called a career, often just chasing money or titles.
Alan Watts' quote comes to mind. Chasing only money is wasting your time.
Exactly. It ties back to means goals versus end goals. Chasing means goals, the job. The income often leaves you empty. Vishen felt this himself. Even when Mind Valley was successful by all external measures, he was unhappy, bored.
That was his wake-up call.
Right. It led him to develop the 3 most important questions to uncover those true end goals.
Let's recap those. Experiences, growth, contribution.
Perfect. 1. What experiences do you want? Travel, learning, joy, connection. 2. How do you want to grow skills, knowledge, character, spirituality? 3. How do you want to contribute? Making difference through work, family, community, the world.
And these questions become blueprints for the soul at Mind Valley.
Yeah. New hires map out their answers. It creates transparency, helps people connect over shared dreams, and fosters collaboration. He shares amazing stories of employees achieving huge goals, becoming authors, speakers, because their work aligned with their blueprints.
And managers use these blueprints to support their team's dreams.
Right. Vishen carries pictures of them, gives relevant books. It shows genuine care for the individual's whole life, not just their job function. Builds massive trust.
So clarifying these end goals helps you find your quest, moving beyond just a career.
Exactly. He talks about levels of existence from life happening to you, victim, to life happening as you choose, responsible. From you, creator, and finally through you. That's the quest level.
Where extraordinary people operate.
Yeah. He says the most extraordinary people don't have careers. What they have is a calling. Your unique contribution, making the world better. He could be raising great kids, building a conscious business, creating art.
And when work becomes a calling, it's not work anymore.
It just dissolves into living, as Branson says. It's passion, meaning you do it for free.
And the quest, it finds you.
Often, yes. When you set those end goals, get clear on your desires, the universe seems to conspire to help. Synchronicities, opportunities, people, they just show up.
But the path isn't always smooth. That's where Kensho and Satori come in.
Right. 2 types of growth. Keisha's growth through pain, through challenges. The breakup that makes you stronger, the business failure that teaches you wisdom. Vishen sees his own setbacks, salary cuts, visa issues, near bankruptcy as Kenjo moments.
Blessings in disguise. Nudges from the universe.
Exactly. Nudging you to challenge beliefs that aren't working.
And Satori.
That's growth. By sudden insight, sudden awakening, those aha moments that shift everything instantly can happen in nature, through art, in meditation. Sudden leaps forward where old fears just dissolve.
So both pain and insight are paths to growth. Like the universe whispering, hey, try looking at it this way.
Beautifully put. It ties into the idea that the universe comes calling.
The Michael Jackson Fireflies story.
Yeah. Emily Fletcher telling that story. Jackson obsessing over an idea, feeling that urgency. If we don't do it, Prince will. It suggests the universe has ideas, creative energy, and it looks for awake people to bring them into reality.
And if you don't act on the nudge,
The universe moves on to the next person, which means if you do get that call, that strong intuitive hit,
you're literally the chosen one for that specific quest.
that's the implication. An
Yeah.
empowering thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're uniquely equipped for your calling.
Which leads to his personal philosophy, the godical theory.
Yeah, his model for understanding this connection, not science, but an empowering spiritual idea. If there's a God or a universal consciousness, we are particles of it, godicals.
And what does that imply?
4 main things. 1, we're all connected beyond cultural rules. 2, we receive intuitive insights from this connection. 3, there's a higher mind-seeking expression through individuals, us godicals. 4, we have latent godlike powers like bending reality when aligned with our quest.
So under this theory, failure isn't failure.
It's reframed as good luck in disguise, the destruction of an old way to make space for the new, grander vision. It's the universe course-correcting you towards your true path.
Okay, putting all this together, challenging Brules, engineering consciousness, finding your quest, embracing growth, leads to the ultimate state, becoming unfuckwittable.
Yeah. It's about being truly at peace, in touch with yourself. So centered that nothing anyone says or does can really shake you. No negativity can touch you,
A spiritual badass.
pretty much. And a huge part of that is immunity to validation.
Getting over the need for external praise. Breaking free from that I am not enough feeling Marisa Peer talks about.
Exactly. That feeling is often at the root of blaming others or external factors. When you constantly seek praise, you give others the power to crush you with criticism.
Like Vishen's ice baby story, being called a nerd haunted him for decades.
Yeah. A small comment had huge power because he needed that external validation. The key is realizing others' opinions, good or bad, are just their models of reality. They say nothing about your intrinsic worth.
So how do you build that inner security? The practices.
Simple but powerful ones. The person in the mirror exercise from Kamal Ravikant. Look yourself in the eye daily and say, I love you. Build self-love directly.
And self-gratitude.
Similar, but focusing on appreciating specific things about yourself. Your humor, your resilience, your kindness. Actively identifying 3 to 5 things, daily combats negative programming, and build self-worth.
What about for anxiety in the moment?
Becoming present. Simple grounding techniques focus intensely on a detail. The light, your hand, your breath. Ariana Huffington's tip. Just focus on your breath rising and falling for 10 seconds. It pulls you out of the mental spiral.
And the paradox is when you truly feel I am enough, you actually do more.
That's the beautiful insight from Marisa Peer. Fear of failure, fear of not being enough. That's what paralyzes people. When you know you're enough, failure is just feedback on your methods, not a judgment on your worth. So you're free to take more risks, try bigger things.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of powerful ideas. How do you actually integrate all of this daily? The 6-phase practice?
Yes, the practical application. He calls it a 15-minute mental hack, not traditional meditation. It's designed for getting good at life, integrating all these concepts.
And he tackles the I'm too busy excuse head on.
Right. He argues those 15 minutes add time by making you more focused, creative, and productive. It's an investment, not a cost.
Okay, walk us through the 6 phases quickly.
Phase 1, compassion. Feel love for someone, then expand that feeling outroom house, city, world, sending kindness to all.
Phase 2, gratitude. 3P5 things grateful for. Personal life, work life, and about yourself. Really feel it.
Phase 3, forgiveness. Choose someone or something. Briefly feel the hurt. And I'm forgiven to love. Ask, what did I learn? How did this make me better? Consider their pain. Hurt people, hurt people. Release your pain.
Phase 4, future dreams. Visualize your end goals, experiences, growth, contribution, vividly for 3 to 5 minutes. Or use lofty questions like, why am I so easily achieving X?
Phase 5, the perfect day. Imagine your day unfolding perfectly, priming your brain, the RES, to notice the positive and expect good things. Wouldn't it be wonderful if...
And phase 6, blessing. Imagine divine energy flowing through you, protecting and guiding you. Feel gratitude for the support, ready for the day.
It's a comprehensive system. Builds compassion, forgiveness, clarity, primes you for success. It's way more than just relaxation. It's a daily tune-up for an extraordinary life.
So, wrapping up this deep dive into the code of the extraordinary mind, we really hope this gives you, the listener, a toolkit, a way to see beyond the culturescape, question those rules,
and consciously engineer a life that truly resonates with who you are and what you want, not just what you've been told you should want.
Remember, the power to choose your reality, to cultivate that inner happiness, to pursue your unique quest, it really is in your hands.
You're not just drifting in that invisible ocean. You can learn to navigate it, even change the currents for yourself. You're the hacker of your own life.
You are, as the book suggests, literally the chosen one for your own unique quest. The universe is ready when you are. So maybe ask yourself, what Brule are you ready to shed today? And what extraordinary adventure might that single choice unleash for you next?
Be sure to visit us at 1337podcast.com.
We've got tons of resources and discussions there.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening adventure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and see you next time.
Strength and honor. I am Spartacus.
Thanks for watching. Tap into 1337podcast.com.